Check 1 2 1 2. Guys, let me know if you're getting audio. I had to reset some things here. Check 1 2. You got an echo? Hold on. Check 1 2. Is that better, guys? Check 1 2. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had set up initially just to broadcast what's going to happen. I think it starts in just about 10 minutes. Of course, they're never quite on time. But a lot of you watched yesterday in the Senate, and I don't run because I said that word, because this is kind of important. They are now being told that they are not to leave D.C. until this bill is settled one way or the other. In other words, get it voted in. And I mentioned, guys, that we're seeing things exposed as the government is shut down. We're seeing one major waste pile on top of the other. We saw billions going to illegal immigrants, both in SNAP and in healthcare. Now this is exposed as, and really Schumer brought it on himself. And I think he was pretty drunk yesterday. A lot of people said that they thought so too when he came up on the floor and he ran out mad. Remember when they started questioning him? But what they're doing is trying to, they said, okay, if we can't get anything else done, let's do one thing. Let's get the health care, the old Obamacare, now the ACA or Affordable Care Act, extended. Let's extend all of those payoffs for another year, and then we'll sign off on it. And that exposed itself, and it's something I wasn't aware of. And the way they're doing it, they're scaring it, guys. It's scaring people. But if you notice on this chart, it was saying, and I don't know if you can see it or not, saying that we were paying about $282 in affordable health care, our share, and that if we don't vote in and let this extend for another year, then it's going to go up. This is saying $1,679 a year, or up $1,396. Sticker shock's what Schumer's calling it, and he exposed themselves. And I've been digging deeper, and a lot of you guys have too, and it really opened up a lot of mainstream media outlets. Now, of course, the hardcores are not going to talk about it, but what had happened, maybe some of you know about it already, is that they were grifting off of this, and it turns out that the money, of course, we saw this in the thing yesterday, the money had been going, billions had been going straight into the healthcare providers' pockets. And then they were estimating up to $1 trillion in waste and fraud. But so what's happening is Trump said, wait a minute. And the reason Trump said, if you sign off on this, we'll sign off on the other bill, is because instantly the U.S. government has to write a check to the insurance companies for billions of dollars. And they just sat up there and smile. One of the Republicans, guys, if you remember, if you didn't, he had a chart. He was showing that since Obamacare started, that the insurance companies' profits has went to 1,000%. Not the money they make, the profit, because there's so much grift involved in the government writing that check straight to the insurance companies every time they renew it, and it happens every year as far as cost goes, that much of that is grifted off, and the insurance companies now have been busted. It's in this article, and this is on Breitbart today, that the insurance companies were funneling back millions into the Democratic campaign. So it makes perfect sense that Obama would set this in place, and that would prop the Democrats up forever with millions and really billions of dollars. But guys, that's the reason I'm coming live today, because this is really important. If the and there's a battle between Trump, of course, and Schumer, and Thune, the Speaker of the House. And Thune doesn't want to kill the filibuster. They're afraid that the Democrats will do it if they do it. Trump is right. He said they're going to do it anyway. And that's exactly right. So why not go ahead and hit first? But it's also a sign, I said a few times, of cowardice, because if you're in a fight, and this is a fight for the life of the nation, that's why it's important to me. I prefer to be doing something else, but it's too important. And every time it's exposed, more and more people know about it. And there's a bunch of elections about to start up. Anyway, not only are the Democrats grifting off of it into their pockets, but the insurance companies are going along with it because they're making so much. Again, 100,000%, not 100%, 1,000% increase in profits off the top since Obama started it. And then let me scan this down just a little. Now, what we're seeing here is they're saying that health insurers have never had it so good. Their stocks are up more than 1,000% since Obamacare passed, and they now receive roughly $1 trillion per year in federal subsidies. Where does that come from? That's why our taxes are so high, and the hardworking folks, guys, can't make it. $1 trillion into subsidies. But the way it works is we just write the check. Obama set it up that way, and everyone, even the Republicans, have voted off on it because it would be too difficult a challenge, I think, to tackle it and try to straighten it out. Right now, it's being exposed. Trump is saying, you've got to do something now. Stay in D.C. And Thune, he doesn't oppose staying in D.C., but he does oppose killing the filibuster. And again, that's been in place a long time, but right now the Democrats are so evil, so cruel, that it would be time to stop it and put them out of power. Take the risk. And like I was going to say is, if you're in a fight, I've been in a few, and someone hits you, threats to come in your house and take it over, whatever, and you're afraid to hit them back because they may hit you again, then I don't know what to say. And that's what they're doing. What you do, you get up and knock them down, make sure they don't ever get back up. You understand what I'm saying? That's what a man does. But we don't have many men in politics these days. Very few real men. And that's the problem. And it's set up like that. It was set to happen like this all the way through history. Have a bunch of lawyers running and everything, instead of really the way our Constitution was set up. They wanted farmers and workers and people like that had common sense to run the government and not be so fat that it can't even move. But anyway, guys, just think the trillion in subsidies. It says the strategy appears to be paying off. Democrats in Congress are repaying the favor by shutting down the government in order to keep $400 billion in Obamacare subsidies flowing from the American taxpayer to the insurance companies and thus back to the Democrats. Same way with a lot of the money that went to Ukraine during the Beach Bunny years. These are temporary COVID-era enhanced subsidies that the Democrats and their insurance companies' benefactors want to make permanent. Then they stay in power. They have the money to elect people like Mandami and Newsom and all, and cheat and steal and rob and destroy our nation because they are evil demons. Insurers have been enrolling people who aren't even aware they have coverage and don't use the policies. But it's being what it is. Your taxes are automatically paying it. You got to pay your subsidies, but you're paying for everybody else's too. And some of them don't even use it. And some they have found where people are signing up for not only this, but SNAP also in 6 different states at the same time. And you know that's got to be, you don't think a Democrat wouldn't go that low. As you know, they have, anyway, let me back up. It says, This is a scam whose scale and duplicity is only achievable at the intersection of corporate cronyism and bloated federal budget and crooked politicians. I added that last part. Says, don't, they were pouring federal cash into insurance company coffers without requiring any outlays on the insurer's part. In other words, without even us really knowing what was going on. What was it? Pelosi said, let's just pass it. And now she's retired as one of the richest ever. Anyway, let's just pass it and then we'll read it. And so the reason she did that, she knew Obama had already set her down, and the other creeps at that time, Harry Reid and whoever was in office, and said, this is how we ensure the Democrats always stay in power, even if we're voted out. Enough money to rig elections, buy campaigns, make a lot of money ourselves, buy mansions, stocks, everything. Just how would we do it? And they figured out, well, let's come up with something like Obamacare. Everybody's required to do it. It's going up. It didn't come to bring the prices down. Everyone's required to do it, whether you use it or not. But we're going to be getting money off of it back into so it's a Democrat money machine. And it's in one insurance company that's really not in the health department, more in like car wrecks and things, is the big M&M down in Florida. You know who I'm talking about. And they were one of the largest campaign contributors to Kamala Harris this last election. The big boys that look so friendly and all American, right? Selling the country. Anyway, that's what we're going to be looking at. Look, I'm going to go over there and see if they've started, so bear with me just a moment. And there we go, guys. And again, it was supposed to start at 12:30 Central Time, and so it's starting. Doesn't look like we missed anything. Now, sometimes, go back. Sorry about that. Sometimes we will. I'll get in there. Other things are going on, and I'll be able to pause this, and then I can weed out all the dead time and when the paint's dry. That's what we were able to do yesterday. But this is live, so I won't have that luxury today. So we're just going to have to watch it. But anyway, go to Breitbart.com if you want to look a little deeper and realize how important it is, regardless of who you are, what side you're on. Politicians don't care. But the devil's children have found a way to stay in power regardless. What's going to happen, guys, if they get another New York win like they just did, a few more of those, and I hope they don't, they're going to turn the complete country completely over. And it will be a nightmare for every one of us that are conservative. They'll come back on all of my videos, everything. We don't know what will happen because what we've got to do is make sure the proper people get in place in this next election. There's what is her name? The Congresswoman Elise Stefanik or whatever her name is, Stefan. Anyway, she's going to run against Marshall for governor of New York. Republican. She's good. She really is good. Let me see what we got going on here. There we go. I'm going straight to the Senate and bypass everything else. But again, what I was saying, guys, while we're waiting, is that everyone's sick of politics. I'd a lot rather be doing something other than what we're doing right here. Although I really do enjoy all of you guys, and so we kind of made a team and we got quite a group here. But what it is, it's getting really down to where it's so serious that we cannot lay in the foxhole and wait for it to pass over. They're going to come and bomb the foxholes, That's what I was talking about. Every one of us are going to be in deep trouble. Every one of us, both parties. If you're not in the a politician yourself, it's going to get really bad on us, especially if you're conservative. You saw what happened with J6 and all the persecution of the mothers trying to take up for their kids in schools and getting put in jail. You remember that. It's going to be 10 times that work bad. And so why this isn't so important is you got to take their money away from them. And we've been seeing that. You know, time after time, the cutbacks and the tariffs are coming back in. And you may see, if you look at that um, Breitbart article we were looking at, that Trump is pushing now for the $2,000 per person, um, kind of just like a payback from the tariffs. And what happened last night is that the Supreme Court sided with him finally that he does have the power to run tariffs, and they were trying to stop that, even some rhinos that we know. But it's so important that we have to pay attention to every move. Again, Elise Stefanik, I think is a word I was thinking of a while ago. Very bright young lady. She's running against the devil, the governor of New York. And that
The Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move to proceed to calendar number 168, H.R. 5371.
The clerk will report the motion.
Motion to proceed to calendar number 168, H.R. 5371, an act making continuing appropriations and extensions for fiscal year 2026 and for other purposes.
Mr. President, I suggest the absence of quorum.
The clerk will call.
Ms. Also Brooks.
Senator from
Mr.
Washington?
President, are we on a quorum call?
Yes.
I ask a quorum call be officiated.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. I come to the floor today because we are now in the middle of November, and we know that we have open enrollment in our health care plans, and we have consumers trying to make choices, and we need to give them clarity that we can help drive down the cost. As somebody who worked very hard on the Affordable Care Act, and one provision that was different than the exchanges, the basic health plan, I can tell you that this plan has been successful at making a market for consumers at the low end of the market above the Medicaid rate, but up to 200% of the Medicaid rate, and providing them with affordable insurance through something called the Basic Health Plan. It's in 4 states and soon to be in the District of Columbia. And if you think about it, an individual buying on the exchange would probably have to spend about $9,500 to get an equitable silver plan. But these individual states purchasing on behalf of bundles of their constituents are only paying $6,000 for that same plan on an annual basis. So what are we doing, Mr. President? We are basically making a market. I say it's like going to Costco. If you buy in bulk, you get a discount. If you allow these states to buy on behalf of a large pool of their constituents who can't make a market on their own, you obviously can get a discount. So I'm very interested in us continuing and saving federal dollars and delivering good health care on something called the Basic Health Plan. So I'm not surprised that yesterday or the last few days, the world in D.C. anyway and around the country has erupted into this debate about how do we make health care more affordable. That is exactly right. And how do we make sure that big insurance doesn't just capitalize? Now all of a sudden, both sides of the aisle are talking about the insurance companies making the money, and how do we drive down the cost? So I appreciate that, and I welcome the chance to talk to any of my colleagues. In fact, I saw that the Wall Street Journal had an column today basically saying, quote, Republicans pitch alert alternative to the ACA to end the government shutdown. I was glad to see that. I thought that was a great alternative. I don't know how much it was just discussed at your lunch or how many of these ideas of making health care more affordable were discussed, but I definitely think this particular idea by my colleague, Senator Cassidy, has merit, only because I think the senator on the Finance Committee, along with myself and chairman of the Health Committee, has tried to look at ways to make health care more affordable, and it deserves some fair consideration. This idea is really something called a health reimbursement account. And since 2008, health reimbursement accounts have been a critical component of one state's Medicaid program, the Healthy Indiana Plan in the state of Indiana. Today, over 800,000 Indiana Medicaid enrollees automatically have access to these accounts and are using them to lower their medical expenses. The state of Indiana pays for the first $2,500 in health care costs, which covers a large portion of their insurance plan's out-of-pocket expenses, but the enrollees make monthly contributions depending on their costs to upgrade their health care coverage to more generously include things like vision and dental benefits. And one of the biggest benefits of the Indiana Health Reimbursement Account is that the program encourages good financial management and the use of preventative care like annual checkups. So currently, if an enrollee spends less than the $2,500 in medical costs and uses preventative care, they can roll over their remaining account to the next year to lower their monthly medical expenses. This has been a proven path to promoting responsible and measured healthcare spending. It also encourages, as I mentioned, the use of preventative care, and we all know we need to drive down cost in the long run. What happens when we don't have good health insurance, and as we see November and December coming without a real plan for millions of Americans to buy affordable insurance, we are just going to drive up the cost of uncompensated care. The Affordable Care Act has lowered the amount of uncompensated care and helped us lower the cost of insurance overall, but we need to keep going and we need to do more. So I think that these health reimbursement accounts proposed by my colleague, Senator Cassidy, I hope that this article in the Wall Street Journal is serious, that Republicans are interested in floating this idea, and that the Affordable Care Act marketplace coverage has a variety of ways in which we all can take place in a conversation to drive down the cost of care. The health reimbursement accounts already in place in Indiana and here in our federal employee health and benefit program, and also in the DC Health Exchange as well. So it's not as if there's only one place that is doing this. In those instances, it's a voluntary program, so people can voluntarily comply, voluntarily decide to take the program up and participate in, and as I said, get involved in better healthcare decision and better timeliness of these decisions. So I have no idea, Mr. President, what's going to happen here today, but I know this: there is enough time to talk about good ways to lower the cost of health care, particularly for this population that it has to make benefit decisions right now, lower these costs, implement this, and get our government back open. I hope that people will give serious consideration to what my colleague, Senator Cassidy, and others have talked about in this very important area of driving down the cost of care. I thank the President, and I yield the floor.
Mr. President,
Senator from Iowa.
today is the 40th day of the government shutdown. It's been so long, a recap is in order. As I've said before, Iowans don't plan their lives around what we do here in Congress. But the Democrats' failure to support a clean, bipartisan funding bill has caused pain, suffering, and uncertainty for the American people. Let's remember, it's Democrats who caused the shutdown and got us into this mess. All but 3 Democrats have repeatedly voted against a clean, continuing resolution to fund government, agencies, and programs. Even at the Biden-era levels, they won't even support funding that their Democrats have voted for and supported for the last 4 years prior to Trump's reelection. All we need is 5 more Democrats. There are not any partisan policy priorities from either side. That's why we call it a clean government funding resolution. Republicans, by supporting this continuing resolution, have sought to put partisan politics aside to keep the government open for the American people, while the Appropriations Committee members hash out full-year appropriation bills under what we call regular order. Now, obviously, for the last 40 days, the taxpayers of this country and every citizen see daily demonstrated Democrats have had other plans other than just a clean funding resolution. They have not put their policy priorities to the side. They've taken the American people hostage by refusing to vote for a government funding unless it includes their partisan priorities. Top of their list is extension of the Biden-era COVID subsidy for Obamacare. Now understand, what we're talking about was instituted because we had a COVID shutdown of government and people were hurt because the government decided in early 2020, at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, that 22 million people should be put in the unemployment rolls. That's what happens when government shuts down the economy. So, this is a subsidy Democrats decided to sunset at the end of this year. Now the Democrats shut down the government to continue what was meant to be a temporary program. And something we learn from the word temporary program or temporary taxes is everybody soon decides temporary becomes permanent. These expanded subsidies that go back to the beginning of the COVID era go to big insurance companies for Americans over 400% of federal poverty level. Now, can you believe it? What I mean when I say over 400% poverty level, that could include people making over $600,000 a year. I want to make clear, this expiration is only about the expanded temporary COVID subsidies. So everybody else that depends upon the subsidy for Obamacare, I want to make very clear to them that the premium subsides for individuals and families under 400% of the federal poverty level that existed prior to COVID are permanent law, and those people will not be affected because that permanent law is not being changed by anything that we're debating here today. Permanent law, no change for those under 400% of poverty. Now, Mr. President, writing health care policy is our job, meaning the senators' jobs and House of Representatives' job. However, every one of us in this body knew that this deadline that we're talking about was approaching, and we had already made plans to address the policy issues later in the year. Yet, as we find out now for the last 40 days, that timeline was not satisfactory to the Democrats. I've been in the elected office a long time, and taking government hostage and shutting it down is always a losing proposition. It costs money to shut the government down. It costs money to open the government up, and we find out little is accomplished. In the process, government's supposed to be service to the American people, and when there's 700,000 federal employees sitting at home, probably going to be paid because they always have been paid, they can't serve the American people, and the government is not doing its job. So in my view, this shutdown was doomed from the start. But Democrats marched forward anyway, following their leaders into the mess that we now have had for the last 40 days. On day 38, now 2 days ago, so 38 days after government shut down, Leader Schumer came to the Senate floor and unveiled his big plan. On day 38, he came with the Democrats' first plan, get the American people out of this government shutdown. Now, why would he wait 38 days? Why would he wait? If you were serious about a bipartisan solution to lower the cost of health care for the American people, I don't believe you would sit idle for 38 days before making an offer. I've shared the pain the shutdown has inflicted upon Iowans, but it bears repeating. I have families calling my office, asking where they can get food. Our food banks are overrun as Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away. Now, I want to give you an example that was reported by the person behind this constituent in the checkout line. One of my constituents, while grocery shopping at Walmart in Marion, Iowa, was left with no groceries for her family when she found out at the cash register that her food stamps were not on her debit card. That kind of uncertainty has real-world impacts. The realization brought this constituent to tears, it was reported to me. And why wouldn't you go into tears? Let's just take a moment to think about how you would feel coming home empty-handed from the grocery store and the stress it inflicts on families. Perhaps your kids are crying because they're hungry. Young farmers can't get their loan money from the Department of Agriculture during this government shutdown, and these young farmers are already in an ag economy that's underwater. How are they going to keep their business going? And then, I don't know what percentage of the American public flies every day, but it's significant that flights are being canceled left and right because air traffic controllers aren't being paid. That means people who are trying to get to a sick family member or attend a sister's wedding may not make it on time. Law enforcement, including our own Capitol Police that we rub shoulders with every day here, are working overtime and not being paid. The entire federal workforce is not being paid. 3 million people who have families and bills to pay. Now, that's just 4 or 5 examples. Unfortunately, the list could go on. I often say Washington, D.C., right where we're standing now, this town and the people that are in it live and work in an island surrounded by reality. I've been begging Leader Schumer to give just 5 Democrats the go-ahead to join us in a common sense, clean funding bill. Let me remind you that Democrats voted for this same structure of a clean funding resolution at least 13 times during the 4 years of President Biden. So I would ask them, what's wrong with voting for a clean funding resolution during this year and during this shutdown, or to prevent this shutdown? The answer is the American people elected a new president, and that president is not a Democrat. Well, elections have consequences. In a democratic republic, the will of the people is exercised by voters, and congressional leaders must respect that and live with the consequences. It's past time the Democrat leaders cut loose their members who want to work in a bipartisan way. Iowans at my town meetings want more bipartisanship out of Washington. They're cynical that all we do is fight and nothing ever gets done. I try to educate them on how it's not as bad as what they see on TV, and senators really do want to legislate and serve the American people. So let's roll up our sleeves, get the job done. The American people deserve better. I yield the floor.
Mr. President.
Senator from Kansas.
Mr. President, thank you. I've introduced legislation as is introduced on an annual basis. We've done so again this year to make certain that the rate of disability compensation and other financial benefits from the Department of Veterans Affairs for veterans and military survivors keeps pace with the rate of inflation. The annual Veterans Compensation Cost of Living Adjustment Act of 2025 will increase certain VA benefits by 2.8%, including disability compensation, clothing allowances, and dependency and indemnity compensation for surviving spouses and children. That is to better reflect the changes in the everyday cost of living and align with the annual benefit increase by the Social Security Administration. This adjustment allows veterans and their families to have the peace of mind of knowing that their VA benefits will keep up with our nation's economy and that VA can continue delivering support for those who have served while alleviating the stress of financial uncertainty due to circumstances that are out of their control. In addition to the Cost of Living Adjustment Act, the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs has also reported out Senator Rosen, the senator from Nevada's Lactation Spaces for Veterans Moms Act, which would make certain that each VA medical center has an appropriate space for veterans' moms to pump or to breastfeed. Women's veterans are the fastest growing patient demographic, and we must make certain that the VA facilities can meet their needs. Mr. President, I therefore ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 202 S2392.
The clerk will report.
Calendar number 202 S2392, a bill to increase, effective as December 1st, 2025, the rates of compensation for veterans with service-connected disabilities and so forth, and for other purposes.
Without objection, the Senate will proceed to the measure.
I ask unanimous consent then that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider to be considered made and laid upon the table.
Without objection.
And also, Mr. President, I therefore ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 200 S778.
The clerk will report.
Calendar number 200 S778, a bill to amend Title 38 United States Code to require a lactation space at each medical center of the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Without objection, the Senate will proceed to the measure.
Therefore, I ask unanimous consent that the committee reported substitute amendment be agreed to, the bill as amended be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President.
President.
Senator from Connecticut, Marine Corps Senator from Connecticut. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm honored and proud to be here today with the presiding officer in the chair, a veteran, albeit of the Navy, not the Marine Corps, but accompanied by a fellow Marine, Senator Sullivan, to whom I will yield shortly. Especially honored to pay tribute to one of the nation's most storied and steadfast institutions in the entire history of our nation, the United States Marine Corps, which marks its 250th anniversary on Monday. As legend and history have it, 250 years ago in the back room of Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, a new fighting force was born, a force of grit, determination, and unshakable loyalty. Since that day in 1775, Marines have answered every call without any exception, with courage and conviction, not because it was easy, but because it was right. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, always faithful, is more than just a phrase. It is a lifelong commitment, and as we know, there are no former Marines, there are no ex-Marines. It is a lifelong commitment and identity. Semper Fidelis speaks to the bond between Marines, to the cause they serve, and to the nation that they protect. That bond by no means ends with active duty. It continues in communities across America where Marines continue to serve, living out the values of America as teachers, first responders, public servants, and leaders. The Marine Corps has fought in every American conflict, from the Revolutionary War to the War on Terror on the beaches of Iwo Jima, to the frozen mountains of Korea, in the jungles of Vietnam, and in the sands of Fallujah. Marines have stood their ground. They have led from the front, often at great personal cost, with no expectation of glory. Telling the story of America is impossible without telling the story of the United States Marine Corps. Their sacrifices have safeguarded our freedom. Their discipline has inspired generations. Their traditions of toughness, honor, duty have stood the test of time. Historic battles exemplified the Marine Corps' unyielding commitment to courage, sacrifice, and duty, and they define the very character of our military. Derna, Chapultepec, First Bull Run, Belleau Wood, Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Peleliu, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, the Chosin Reservoir, Khe Sanh, Hue, Hue, the liberation of Kuwait, Fallujah, and Helmand Province. Marines have not only fought our wars, they have also responded to humanitarian crises, assisted in natural disasters, and stood sentry in times of peace. They are not just warfighters, they are ambassadors of American resolve and resilience. This milestone, 250 years, is an opportunity to reflect, to honor, and to recommit. We honor the thousands of Marines who never made it home, who gave their last full measure of devotion, as the saying goes. We honor the Gold Star families who carry their memory every single day. We honor the wounded in body and some in spirit, whose lives are forever shaped by their service. We honor every Marine, past and present, who has earned the title with sweat, sacrifice, and a fierce sense of purpose. Let me acknowledge as well the families who stand behind every Marine, spouses, children, parents. They serve quietly, often without any recognition, but always with deep devotion. Their strength sustains the Corps, those families and friends and loved ones. Their sacrifices, too, must be honored. Mr. President, the 250th anniversary is not only a celebration, it's a solemn reminder we make to all who wear the eagle, lobe, and anchor that we will never forget their service, and we will always fight to give them the support, care, and respect they've earned. This milestone is a chance to educate future generations about what it means to serve and why the Marine Corps' legacy matters, not just in history books, but in the daily defense of our democracy and our ideals. The world has never been more dangerous and more in need of that service. As we look to the next 250 years of the greatest nation in the history of the world, let's ensure that our policies, our resources, our commitments match the trust we place in all of our military, including our United States Marines. We need to provide our Marines and our military men and women with the tools and the resources they need to fight and win, and the care they deserve when they return home. It's not about the rhetoric or just the celebration of birthdays. What really matters is what we do between the birthdays to keep faith with our men and women in uniform, and afterward, when they return to our great nation, we can leave no veteran behind in healthcare, as well as education, training, and everything they need to be successful when they come back. Let us rededicate ourselves to the ideals they uphold: freedom, justice, service above self. To every Marine, from the youngest recruit in Parris Island or San Diego to the oldest veteran in our communities, we say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for never wavering as a Marine. Happy birthday, United States Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis. I am happy now to yield to my colleague and friend from Alaska and fellow Marine, United States Senator Dan Sullivan.
Mr. President, Colonel of Marines and Senator from Alaska, Semper Fi.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank my colleague, Senator Blumenthal, and the presiding officer for his great service as well. We do know the Marine Corps is part of the Department of the Navy, so we're all related here. I won't say what I used to say to my father, who was a Navy officer, but in response to that. But it is an honor to be on the Senate floor here with Senator Blumenthal, my colleague and fellow Marine. You know, there's a lot of frustration going on here in the Senate. We're trying to get this government reopened, pay our workers. People are suffering, but I do think it's also important to switch gears, come down here in a bipartisan fashion to pass Senate Resolution 124 by Senator Blumenthal and myself on commemorating the 250th anniversary of the United States Marine Corps, a truly remarkable milestone by one of America's most remarkable institutions. And that happens tomorrow on November 10th, our birthday, the Marine Corps birthday. Now, we Marines, Mr. President, you know this, take our November 10th birthday very seriously. No matter where Marines are, anywhere in the world, deployed, they always take time to celebrate the birthday of our beloved Corps on November 10th. Everybody in the Marine Corps wishes each other a happy birthday. We also are kind of proud of the fact that we're the only military service that was founded in a bar. Yes, that's true. Tun Tavern, Philadelphia, PA, was where the Marine Corps was founded. And at our birthday celebrations, we do a lot. They're great celebrations. If you haven't been to anyone watching, I encourage you to go to a Marine Corps birthday ball. You will have the time of your life. You will come away filled with a sense of patriotism and pride, whether you served in the military, in the Marine Corps, or not. You will love it. At these birthday celebrations, we, of course, as Senator Blumenthal mentioned, remember our fallen. We recommit ourselves to keep the Marines the world's finest fighting force, which it is and has been for decades. And we take time to recognize not just the Marines present, but the in particular the oldest and youngest Marines present. We have a very solemn cake-cutting ceremony. In fact, after the birthday cake is cut with the Menmuk sword, the guest of honor presents the first piece of cake to the oldest Marine present, and then he hands that piece of cake off after he takes a bite to the youngest Marine present, signifying the passing of heritage and culture and tradition from one generation to the other. Now, Mr. President, last night there were two special Marine Corps balls that I cared a lot about. One, the one I really cared about, was in Anchorage, Alaska, hosted by Delta Company, 4th Law Enforcement Battalion. I was very honored and set to be there as the guest of honor last night. This is an Alaska Marine Corps ball. We have such a great time. I've been going to that ball for years with my wife, my daughters, friends, fellow Marines. And alas, given the work that we're doing here in the Senate to reopen the government, I was not able to attend. A huge disappointment for me. Really, really wanted to be in Alaska with my fellow Marines and my family. There was also another Marine Corps ball, Mr. President, last night. It was actually in D.C. here, the Commandant's Ball. And at the last minute, I thought, hey, if I can't be in Anchorage, I'm going to at least celebrate the 250th with the Commandant, some top generals, top enlisted Marines, a couple of my Senate colleagues, Senator Ernst, Senator Daines. The Vice President, J.D. Vance, was the guest of honor. By the way, Mr. President, he's the first Marine Vice President ever, so got a lot of shouts and recognition last night. But the Marine who stole the show last night, Mr. President, was the oldest Marine, Corporal Nels Mokler, 99 years old, born in 1926, Iwo Jima Combat Marine, D1, looking as strong as he did when he was an 18-year-old corporal storming the beaches of Iwo Jima last night. He was there. The place went nuts when he was recognized. A 5-minute standing ovation for this great American hero. What a moment. Finally, Mr. President, at every Marine Corps birthday ball throughout the world for the last 100 years, this message that I'm going to read right now is read. It's the message delivered to the Marines on the birthday of the Marine Corps by the Commandant of the Marine Corps, the 13th Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Jean Lejeune, in 1921. And he issued this statement, this message, and ever since then, since 1921, every single Marine Corps birthday celebration for over 100 years has been read, has had this proclamation read. It was read last night in Anchorage. It was read last night in D.C., and for the Marine Corps balls today and tomorrow on November 10th, it'll be read there. And here's what it says, Mr. President. Remember, this is from 1921, but it kind of gives you the sense of how we feel about our illustrious Corps. A message from the Commandant of the Marine Corps, republished in the United States Marine Corps Manual, edition 1921. On November 10th, 1775, a Corps of Marines was created by a resolution of the Continental Congress. Since that date, many thousand men have borne the name Marine. In memory of them, it is fitting that we who are Marines should commemorate the birthday of our Corps by calling to mind the glories of its long and illustrious history. The record of our Corps is one which will bear comparison with that of the most famous military organizations in the world's history. During 90 of the 146 years of its existence, the Marine Corps has been in action against the nation's foes. From the Battle of Trenton to the Argonne, Marines have won foremost honors in war, and in the long eras of tranquility at home, generation after generation of Marines have grown gray in war in both hemispheres and in every corner of the 7 seas, that our country and its citizens might enjoy peace and security. In every battle and skirmish since the birth of our Corps, Marines have acquitted themselves with the greatest distinction, winning new honors on each occasion until the term Marine has come to signify all that is highest in the military efficiency and soldierly virtue. This high name of distinction and soldierly repute, we who are Marines today have received from those who preceded us in the Corps. With it, we also receive from them the eternal spirit which has animated our Corps from generation to generation and has been the distinguishing mark of the Marines in every age. So long as that spirit continues to flourish, Marines will be found equal to every emergency in the future, as they have been in the past, and the men of our nation will regard us as worthy successors to the long line of illustrious men who have served as soldiers of the sea since the founding of the Corps. Mr. President, you've heard that before. That's the message for the Marine Corps birthday from the Commandant of the Marine Corps, Jean Lejeune, issued in 1921. And every Marine hears this every year, and it's still incredibly relevant. So I want to thank Senator Blumenthal again for leading this effort on the 250th birthday resolution that we're going to pass here in the Senate in commemoration of the Marine Corps' founding. We have a long tradition of being the service that's most ready when our nation is least ready. And again, to all the Marines out there, Semper Fi, happy birthday, and here's to 250 more years for our Corps. I yield the floor.
President.
Senator from Connecticut.
Thank you, Mr. President. I thank my colleague from Alaska for those very powerful words from himself and the Commandant. And as he has remarked, this Marine Corps birthday always has enormous personal meaning for all of us who have served in the United States Marine Corps, including for my son, Matthew, who was in Helmand Province. I'm hopeful that he will invite his younger brother to one of the Marine Corps balls. Michael served as a Navy SEAL, and this occasion is joined by our colleagues, Senators Gallego and Young, also Marines, and I'm sure is supported by others in this body, in the House of Representatives who have served. So on this great occasion, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on Armed Services be discharged from further consideration of S Resolution 124 and the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration.
Senate Resolution 124, recognizing the 250th anniversary of the United States Marine Corps.
Is there objection to proceeding to the measure? Without objection, the committee is discharged, and the Senate will proceed.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent the resolution be agreed to, the Blumenthal amendment to the preamble, which is at the desk, be considered and agreed to, the preamble as amended be agreed to, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.
Is there objection? Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.
Majority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask unanimous consent that the Senate stand in recess until 6 p.m.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yield the floor.
Senate stands in recess till 6 p.m.